Hello, everyone. My name is Hao Yu.
Hi, my name is Coco.
We're here to present 2024 annual report for Flavor Tea Conference. Here's the overview of our presentation. First of all, we're going to introduce the meeting profile and the meeting outcome, the theme of the conference, and then we'll go deeper into the program plan, the site selection, and program highlights. And Coco is going to introduce the food and beverage, the risk management, and finally the budget and post-event survey. For the meeting profile, first of all, this is a corporate event. The purpose is to commemorate the accomplishments of the top 100 Flavor Tea retail franchises in the United States. And we set the location in Austin, Texas, in November around 10 to 14, because we think the mid-November would be a good time for a conference because October has a lot of like music festivals and all the activities. And late November and December are like family-oriented holidays. And also at that time, Austin has a very nice weather, so we can have like the attendees for the event to have a good time. Um, so for the guests, of course, we have the franchisees and office personnel, including the event planners, corporate managers, and executives, and the VIP guests. And we'll also have most important guests, the Flavor Tea executives from the parent company in Europe. And then the meeting outcomes. We would like the attendees to feel heard and appreciated, and they should be able to see that the feedback they provided at the last session was recognized and improved. Attendees should also feel more satisfied because they have created new relationships through networking throughout their time at the conference. And guests should also feel at ease and secure during the event. Following the event, attendees should feel better aware of the numerous local cultures, scenery, or known activities that they were exposed to, as well as the current trends and advances. Attendees should also learn about innovative cooking methods and technologies during the conference demos and competitions. Also, the franchise attendees should leverage what they learn at the conference to increase sales or improve technologies at their own locations so that the venue can perform better. All attendees should keep in touch with the contacts and relationships they make while networking at the conference. We set the theme for the conference to be innovations and connections for a food forward future. Okay, so the program plan for day one, actually it's day two because the first day was the arrival, and we'll have reception and dinner, but no actual activities. So day two is the day one for the real event. So in the morning, first of all, we'll have a welcome and event launch like this. CEO will speech, will welcome everybody, and we'll have a motivation and inspiration. And after that, we have the first team building activity, which is like a personal presentations for 90 minutes. After that, we will have lunch. Then we'll go into the team building number two, which is a half day trip to the Lady Bird Lake in Austin. And I'll introduce that later. So for the program in day two, we'll have 4 breakout group. So each breakout group will break the 120 people into 3 or 4 different breakout groups, and each of them will have different topics. For example, in group one, they have 3 small groups in different rooms. The first one could be time management for small business owners. And the second room will have human resource bootcamp. And the third one will have 10 commitments of top managers. So another one, for example, breakup number 3 will have 4 rooms, each with 30 people. And they'll have like the retail design and decor trends. The second room will have driving profitability through cost controls. The third room will have like media training. The fourth one will have a building sales through community involvement. So that's the difference of each breakout groups. So we have 2 breakout groups in the morning. We have lunch, and we have 2 breakout groups in the afternoon. And in the evening, there will be a cooking competition to like showcase for the new products. And this should be a fun experience. It's not like a very serious cooking competition. And for day 3, we have 2 more breakout groups in the morning. So because like one attendee can only go to one breakout group at the same time. So we need to have like repeat courses or presentations so we can have like everybody to listen to all the information. And also because some of the attendees are here for the second time, so we will have like 2 different levels, like the beginners course for example, marketing, and advanced course for that. And in the afternoon, we'll have a general session for regional strategy, have a 90-minute structured formal networking. And in the evening, it's the most important and the most interesting part, the awards banquet. I'll also introduce that in a little bit. So day 4 is the final day. So in the morning after breakfast, the managers, they will have new products unveiled and have a like motivated speech and set the new goals for the companies, and have a lunch, and that's the end of the events. They will departure and go back home in the afternoon. So and now the program highlights. So team building number 2 is a half-day trip to Lady Bird Lake. It's actually no, it's the activity there includes riding the kayak, the little boat for 1 or 2 people, and we'll have like little games that requires teamwork. Teamwork is the most important part in this because it's team building, right? And also in the Lady Bird Lake, it's very famous for the sunset and half day. It's November also, so the sunset will not be very late, and we can make it to the dinner. Yeah, for the awards banquet, we want to make sure that the decoration of the site of the room match the color of the company logo. It's like a culture of the school or a sports team. Like it can improve the cohesion of members. So for the awards, we will set like the most valuable employee of the year, most improved franchisee, and the best-selling franchisee. And probably more, and we will have presents for them. For the site selection, we have 3 hotels from based on locations and the cost, which are Fairmont Hotels, Hilton, and Marriott International. And finally, we picked Marriott International because, first of all, because we wanted the attendees to visit the Lady Bird Lake, and the hotel is like 10 minutes away from the lake. Also, we noticed that Austin is kind of famous for the food, so we also pick the venue based on their menu. All right, I'll hand it over to Coco.
So for the food and beverage overview, each day consists of having a classical continental breakfast. And it is also very important to note that the entire day will also have a full day beverage service, followed by a lunch buffet and then an afternoon break with snacks and an evening reception. And also event technology is included with all of the food packages that are present in each day. And as an example here, we have the full day beverage service, which also consists of a selection of regular and decaf coffee, freshly brewed, of course, with hot tea selections. The hot tea can vary from black, green, and herbal teas. And also there's a selection of assorted Pepsi brand sodas, and that includes Sierra Mist, Dr. Pepper, Lipton unsweetened black tea, as well as Pepsi and Diet Pepsi. And we also have fruit-infused water. And also there's going to be assorted pastries and snacks available all day from 7 in the morning all the way to the end of the evening reception in the event that the guests are not able to take advantage of our breakfast continental buffet. Next slide. Our breakfast is going to be of a classic continental, and it's going to be from 7 in the morning until 9 in the morning. And it will consist from seasonal fruit. During that time of the year, it will be mostly of strawberries, oranges, melons, and other fresh berries that are available within the area, along with an assorted pastry selection of muffins, croissants, and scones, and if available, bagels. And there will also be a build-your-own parfait for yogurt, including mixed berries and granolas and honey. And this is an example of what will be available for one of our lunch buffets. This menu in particular is called the Italiano Mi Amor, and there are selections available for those that are vegetarian as well as those that require a gluten-free menu item. For example, our vegetarian item, it is not vegan. A vegetarian item would be the pesto minestrone soup, along with the cherry amaretto shooters. An example of our gluten-free item would be arugula salad with cannelli beans with apple cider vinaigrette, or the broccolini with garlic, which is both vegetarian and gluten-free. And for our afternoon break, this is an example of our menu item, which we call the sweet and salty. There is going to be a large selection of warm salted jumbo pretzels. Ooh, look at them on the shelf there. And they are going to be served with poblano beer cheese as a dipping sauce. And there's going to be an assortment of candy bars as well. And from what I understand, there's going to be like a Hershey bars as well as Snickers, M&Ms, and a bunch of other like chocolate chip items if anyone is more favorable to the sugary stuff. And then followed by our evening reception, there's going to be a 2-hour hosted beverage bar, which includes like a selection of cocktails, beer, wine, and soft drinks, which are sodas and non-alcoholic beverages. And for our food that will also be included for the evening reception, one of the items is going to be like the charcuterie and salami plates, which includes cuts from like salamis, and there's going to be pickled vegetables, bread, there's prosciutto in there, and there's a lot of other meat selections available as well. And there's also another food item available in the evening reception as well too. Next slide, please. There's going to be a lot more like cheese available to accompany the salami and the charcuterie. And there is also going to be some bread available with some jams, a variety of cheese from blue cheese, goat cheese, smoked cheese, hard cheeses, and a lot of soft cheeses as well too. And they're going to be curated by the hotel's cheesemonger. And that concludes our food and beverage. Going into the risk assessments, so we saw that there's going to be 3 major risks that will pertain to the event. They are going to be of weather and of production equipment complications and medical emergencies. And in order to mitigate these risks, we thought to assess a lot of our technologies as well as the building itself. And we're going to have backup power generators available in the event a rolling blackout will take place. It is important to note that in the month of November, Austin, Texas is still cooling off. And due to global warming, there has been instances where Austin is experiencing a heat wave during that time of the month. And we don't know how Mother Nature is going to react during this time next year. So just to be safe, we are going to have power generators available in the event that we do need them. When it comes to production equipment complications, just as with any technological equipment, technology can either be there all the time or we cannot rely 100% on technology, unfortunately. And due to that, we will have generators available and we will have extra equipment on standby in the event that we will need that extra help in case something breaks down. And when it comes to medical emergencies, we do have a lot of VIPs in attendance. And due to the fact that we are serving food on property all day, every single day that we have the conference, food poisoning can be a factor, especially with a drastic weather change. And due to that, we are going to have a detailed emergency plan on place, and every single executive as well as event planner and emergency detail are going to be on this are going to communicate, so that way they're on the same page. We're going to have EMTs on standby, and we're also going to have back road routes going straight into the hospitals in the event that we do have an ambulance that needs to get to a hospital right away. When it comes to the permits that are required to hold our event, there are going to be several permits that we will require to have. One of them is going to be the special event permit, which is going to be at no cost for the city of Austin, as long as we just file it in advance. Parking is not going to be is not going to have a cost as well, because of the reason that the hotel is going to have complimentary parking available. And due to this, because we are renting out the venue, we are going to have complimentary parking. For the commercial general liability insurance, it is going to be an estimated of $500. Unfortunately, because this is not a realistic event and we are not a real company, I was only able to get an estimation of the insurance because there were actual business related information that was required to get the real estimation. Next slide, please. And going into the budget for the event, this is a profit and loss statement, and it's going to be divided into expenses summary as well as the income summary. The expense summary include all of the expenses such as the travel costs, the hotel rooms, the food and beverage, as well as other miscellaneous technological fees. And it totals into a grand total of $393,577.66. And for the income summary, we get the allocations from the company for $450,000, and we end up with a profit of $56,422.34. And then we have the post-event survey to provide to all of our guests after they attend our event. So that way we can get their feedback to make for a better event, for better experiences the following year. And these are some of the questions. We have 10 questions in total. The first question would be, was this your first time at one of our events? And it would be a yes and no answer. Next would be, why did you decide to attend this event? And it would be a short answer survey. And then it would be, what would be your level of satisfaction with this event? And the scale would be from extremely satisfied all the way to very satisfied. So we have 7 more questions in regards to the event in this fashion. It can be either a yes or no, or it could be a short answer survey. Next slide. And these are more examples of our survey as well. These are our references, and if you guys have any questions, we are more than happy to answer them for you.
If you have any questions, please leave it in the discussion. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.